Bam. I greet you in the words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mentioned both Jesus and Muhammad's names. They were both messages of truth and reality. Peace be upon them both. You're looking at the Underground Railroad. We come on every Saturday night at 10:30. And we can't be trivialized. Say hi to the people in the United States, Canada, Central America, Asia, Africa, the UK, and I left out somebody, in Europe. He always got my back. Okay? But you're looking at the Underground Railroad, and today, I'm going to let my co-host introduce himself. And hey, my guest, man, I mean, it's an honor to have him on, but go ahead.
Well, I'm former alderman of the 15th Ward in the city of Chicago and the ward committeeman. I was the first black to be both ward committeeman and ward committeeman and alderman in the Marquette Park area.
Okay. Let me give this an introduction. I want to tell everybody, you know what, Dr. Malik Kufiani, man, I used to call them up late at night for guidance, wisdom, and understanding. Because excuse the word, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you, Brother Cliff and Alderman. It is truly a privilege and an honor to be here. It's been a minute. Shit, I was thinking, I said, damn, man, I ain't been on Cliff in a couple of years. What's up with that? But I'm so glad that you and Mr. Glover considered me for this show tonight. And I say Mr. Glover because I know that he has been very helpful for both of us.
Yeah.
And I just want to salute him because we moved into the technology. I moved into it because of Cliff and Mr. Glover, and I'm thankful.
Praises do that a lot. You know what? This is the night, February the 21st, that Malcolm X got assassinated. And would you have any words you would like to say about Malcolm X, and then we're going to move on to technology?
Yes, well, I just want to salute the fact that you, like Boise did today, at least took time to acknowledge that Malcolm was here. God rest his soul and the soul of all of the other great pioneers and warriors that went before us so we could be here. So we salute.
And Doc, I want to thank you. And Malcolm X, he was something else. But we're going to talk about technology because you know what? There's a lot of technology out there that people just don't understand. I know somebody that said, damn, I still got an 8-track. That's old brother Boise, Dr. Boise Edwards. But I want to ask you, in the age of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all these social networks, what's the good and what is the benefit and what is the danger of individuals just volunteering their information? And I'm talking about, they shoe size and what they like romantically. What's the benefit and what's the older people just don't understand technology.
Well, I'm telling you, all of that personal information, I don't see the benefit. I was looking at something on regular TV last night, Channel 2, and they were saying that how now your resume is almost insignificant because the potential employer now want to see what you like on Facebook. And once they see the things that you are open to, then they take that, and that's how they make their evaluation of whether or not they want you to work with them. And I think when you start showing too much of yourself, then you limit your opportunities. Because, as Mr. Glover would say, cyberspace is forever.
Yeah.
And once you're out there, you are out there. And I think what a lot of people do, they get too far out. Now, the benefit is right here. See an ancient one like me?
Yes.
Young folks finally made me go get something like this here. But the truth is,
right? Yeah.
You got the whole world. When I was a boy, Elder, you remember? There was a song, you got the whole world in his hand. We do. That's the advantage of technology. Now we have the whole world in our hand. The internet, the Facebook, everything you want to know, it's right here. So the upside is that it's convenient. The downside is it's an intrusion. And unless you're intelligent and responsible, it will be self-destructive.
Would you say that that's all about making sure that you have control of people?
Well, I think personally, I think so because in a minute, if you don't pay this telephone bill, all that other stuff, I had one of my grandsons to hook up my tablet because I had it and I couldn't figure it out. But I didn't have enough data. Man, they started charging me $20 for every hit. So I got that telephone bill. I had to go change the plan. That's what's happening. People are finding themselves in quicksand with technology because in order to use it now, you got to be able to what? Pay for it. So in a minute, the so-called lower class person that have become addicted to it will be a slave, but he won't have access to his toy.
You know what, Doc, as we talk about this Blue Cross Blue Shield, from what I saw in the news, they were hacked. And you know what? They're individuals that can walk past you and use a device and get your credit card information. What's the danger? What? I mean, are they going too far?
Well,
I'm talking about this book called 1984.
That's right.
Okay, by Orson Welles. That really was a lady. Okay, and she just used that pen name. Are we close to that?
Well, we've passed that. What happened is, see, we remember when we was in school, we read those books, those of us that they thought was something wrong with us. They still think something wrong with us because we was a little different. Brave New World. But I think where we are is Future Shock. That was a book, and now when you look at it in 2015, what they said in Brave New World in 1984 and Future Shock and a lot of other those books, it has actually come up on us. But it came up on us so quick, and the elders died out until now the young folk think that's how it always was. But it wasn't. But those of us that still here, yeah, we are a little challenged. Today I went, not to cut short, but today I went to vote. I've been complaining for years about that big old long piece of cardboard that you couldn't hardly maneuver. But today when I walked in there to vote, it wasn't there. And I had to go behind this booth. And ain't nobody told you what to do.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody told you nothing. So you standing there and you looking and you saying, damn. So if you can't read, if you're intimidated, then you don't know whether to put an X on the screen or to take the pen and punch the dot and the X come on the screen. You see that technology?
Or connect the line.
That's right.
Okay, we got a call on the line. This is a live show. Go ahead and beat the drums. Okay, we're gonna let the alderman answer the question then. Okay, turn your television. Go ahead.
They came to a library after my command. I was doing a good job, Doc.
Oh, that's James.
James, how you doing, James?
Hey man, James, that's our guy. He always calls. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, alderman.
Well, you know, we got a lot of stuff out here, like HARP. Most people don't even have any knowledge of what HARP is.
Yeah, take your eye.
And it's stationed up in Alaska. And they can change anything. They know all about your whole history. And I told Cliff, they do profiles on you. They know everything about you. They know what kind of socks you wear, what kind of shirts
As long
you
as they
wear.
don't know what type of women I like, so
They know what kind
I'm
of.
not married.
They know what kind of women you like. They know all of that, so that they know how to deal and handle you.
It's true.
And most people don't know that. They think that this is all something that they come up with, not true. Matter of fact, with HARP, Doc, if you recall, what HARP does, they go all over the country, all over the world, and they can make you, break you, or do whatever else they want to you.
It's true. It's true.
They create earthquakes, and you think it's the earth doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
Dr. Malik, all that is true. You know what? Pretty soon, you know, I was reading something in the newspaper. The whether you know what, Google's is investing heavily in robots. Okay, you have robots now that can run a whole factory, and drones that would be delivering packages for eBay. And I guess they have a drone that'll rob a drone in a minute, but somebody gonna be looking at this 10 years from now.
Yes.
What is your opinion about this?
Well,
I mean, them investing heavily in robots. Are they gonna create armies? I saw a robot looking like a police. What is your opinion about
well, my opinion is that, you know, I remember when robots was big, mechanical looking, transforming looking things. And we remember they used to be on TV in black and white. But now robots are holograms. Robots, you can't tell them from human beings. And cars are driven by robots. And like you say, drones. I think that what's going to happen in the future is that we all going to be programmed. And the human will share the earth and Mars and everywhere else with it's not a species, but it's a science. They will definitely create something. And they got a lot of shows on TV. I'm talking about regular
you?
TV.
Talking about
now.
X-Men? No, I'm just.
Well, yeah,
Go ahead.
they got a lot of things they show us on TV and in the movies, like they did back in the day. But the day is here now. So 10 years from now, the word robot is so ancient. It's so retro. Because now they got all of this new stuff
Okay.
that actually is superior to the human as we know him. This is a robot.
Yes.
Depending on what programs you have, there is a voice that can answer your questions and can do everything you want done on this thing. So this thing become a fetish. This thing become a divinity.
Yes.
It becomes a god.
Yes.
So the robot will become what we worship. Because we won't be saying, Jesus, tell me the answer. We'll be saying, Sylvia, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
what is the answer? And she's going to answer your question faster than Jesus. I know you don't want to hear that, but the truth is, you're going to ask her a question, she's going to give you the answer, and you're going to ask Jesus, and you're going to keep praying, but the answer ain't coming. So that's what's going to happen with the robot in the future.
Let me tell everybody, this is a live show, and you know what we're talking about, technology. Because Doc, somebody gonna be looking at this show 10 years from now on YouTube in cyberspace, because you said it's forever. Damn, this is pretty
forever.
interesting. But go ahead, you got a question for the doctors? I got plenty of questions. Question.
Oh, go ahead.
So my question for you, Doc, is I, Robot. Did you happen to see the movie I, Robot?
I don't know, but I
With
think
Will
I did.
Smith. And what
Yeah.
happened is
Yeah.
there a possibility that Google is making all these robots so they can have an army? Is it a possibility?
There is a possibility. But I think when you say army, it's not a physical army like it used to be, soldiers and men and machinery. I think the army we got now is an invisible electronic virus type, almost. It's greater than what we consider as soldiers. And the army is already here. Like you said, they can walk by you and they can clone your phone, go into your bank account, steal your life.
Yeah.
That's the army. The army that we got to deal with is a spiritual army, but they're hiding it under science. So what we got to worry about with Google and these other people, you don't even hear the word Yahoo no more.
No.
All you hear of now is what? Google. I'm saying, what's up with that? Well, in a minute, 10 years from now, people won't know that word. It'll all fade away and it'll be something new. And you know this, a lot of what we knew in our day, you don't hear nothing of that now. When we used to work in these iron foundries and in these car factories, they moved us out with what? Robots. But the robot was a big old machine. The robot now is a little bitty microchip.
Okay.
That's going to be the army. That's going to be the soldier. The soldier is going to be an invisible force, and we colors going to be sitting back here throwing pop balls, and they're going to have something popping you upside the head that you can't see.
Yes, sir. This is a live show, and you can call in. You got a question?
Well, one of the things that with Google and with what's his name, who owns, and I say own, I mean owns all of this technology, which he stole from Apple.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This was all by design.
Yes, I believe it.
The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all of them had to find a way to take control of the country and the universe. And so they decided they would make some machines that could do that, because they don't have no regard for anything except one thing: money.
You know what, Doc, in regards to technology, Google's is working on a project right now where they're making cars. I saw a commercial where a car can actually park, and they're working. And Google's and other agencies are working on cars that can actually drive you around while you read the newspaper. Somebody gonna be looking at this 10 years from now. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that 10 years from now, a car as we know it won't need a driver. A car as we know it, you just get in a contraption, you state your command, but they got old movies where they had them, made it seem like you was in space. You know what I'm saying? The cars was rolling around, woo, 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 woo. Well, that's what we finna see. Like they said, the auto show they had recently, I mean, they had cars in there that didn't need a human. And I think all of that is now. But they just letting us know it will be. And I want to say this because this is Negro History Month. We are talking about the future, but we are not talking about what? Our past. So what happens is, with all of this technology and all of this future stuff that we're concerned about, we will forget who we are as a people. And that's, for me, is the real fear for the so-called Negro, who was first a slave, and then he became all this other stuff, and now with these gadgets, he has no interest in his history. But if he don't hold on to where he come from, he ain't going nowhere. Know this.
What do you think about The Matrix?
What, the movie?
The actual true story.
Well, I tell you what I think. I think all of that is real. And I think, matter of fact, once we created an organization named Matrix, but we didn't understand what white folks really meant. But I think Matrix is sort of like synergy. It's like when it all come together, you get the whole. But the whole is not a whole. The whole is still just that dot. But when you understand how to manipulate and control the dot moves so fast that you think that that's the world. But any dot in any corner of that globe is the world.
Oh no, there was a black woman who created the Matrix.
Well, the movie showed that. The movie, the one I saw, The Matrix, it showed that this black woman was the Oracle. But the Oracle is really the spiritual, and in the movie, physical voice, or should I say avatar of God. But today, this thing is the avatar of God. Because this is truly an Oracle. Anything you want to know now, talking about Google and all these other people that run these things, anything you want to know now is right here in your hand. Now, some of these people got smartphones, some of them got iPhones, some of them got all of this. But anything that you think you can get from an Oracle or from a divinity, Google, Yahoo, and who else have already did what? Taken the internet, taken Facebook, put Instagram in your hand. And I'm going to tell you something. If we keep holding on to how it used to be, we ain't going to be able to be here.
Well, Doc, I want to ask you, deviate from the subject matter. Your show, you've been coming on for a long time.
Now. Yeah. Thanks to Mr. Jose and brothers like you and others.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been around for a minute.
What do you envision for your show
Good question.
in the future?
Good question.
Since we're talking about the future.
Yes, sir. The future.
You have Brother Boise.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
March the 7th, we have a show. And Brother Boise and I started earlier this month with something that I'm really excited about, options and opinions.
Okay.
A 3-minute commentary like what Lou Palmer used to do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where I'm going. All of this talking, for what? But I think we can be more effective with commentary. where we take 2 to 3 minutes. This is my opinion. What is your option? This is the option that might get you what? The solution. That's where we're going. Trying to bring options and solutions into reality. Otherwise, talk is just what? Verbiage.
So you're not going to be doing no hour live shows too much.
I'm going to do them periodically, but I'm going to, like the one on the 7th, I'm going to do the part of the live, but I'm going to do like Boise. I'm going to figure out how to squeeze as much 3-minute pieces out of that. So when we are not on live, we can still have a what? A voice.
Can you tell us about we got a caller on the line. Go ahead and beat the drums.
Hey, how you gentlemen doing tonight?
All right, thank you.
Fine.
Good. Okay. Alderman Jones, you were about to mention about the origins of the Matrix.
Sir, we got to direct this towards the guests because you know what that's doing injustice, to the guests. So.
Oh no, it's okay. I yield because I mean the intent of the question.
Okay.
The caller might have another piece of information.
Okay.
Well, The Matrix was a story that was put together by a black woman. They stole her stuff from her and ended up making millions of dollars. And I say that to say all of our stuff is always stolen. It's been since the beginning of time.
Okay. I'm gonna ask with all due respect, could y'all please direct the question to the guest because it does a disservice. That's why I asked him to be on there. All due respect. Go ahead, call and beat the drums. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Minister Cynthia Marie Williams. I'm so honored to see Dr. Malik on your show, Cliff.
Oh, he's going. Yes.
Dr. Malik, I'm just so proud of your position in you in Boise and all of you. And I know Cliff has been a big supporter of mine and Mr. Glover. And so when you bring up the Matrix, I want to make you aware that I've been doing blog because of Mr. Glover for over 3 years. And I had the woman, this black science fiction writer, on my blog show plus on my cable show that I went back to. And she wrote The Matrix, Terminator. So I would love for you to come on the blog show, open information for you, and we can talk about this technology and that whole issue of why she did The Matrix and wrote the story.
I would be honored.
Oh yeah, I produce a blog talk radio show, and like I said, be honored if you could come on.
Yes.
Grace us with your presence.
Well, I appreciate that. We used to do that, and Mr. Glover is a great teacher because I was sitting in there and I figured out. Well, he taught me how to sit there, and boys and I used to be on site, and he'd be one place, I'd be one place. In between meetings, we do what? Blog talk radio. We take kids and we'd be under trees and we'd be doing what? Blog talk radio. So there's a lot of things out here, talking about technology. There's a lot of things out here that technology makes easier. But in the easiness and the convenience of it, there's the vulnerability of the individual. And our people seem to be willing to auction off or prostitute themselves and their privacy for the convenience. And I think that's a danger.
Do you see the red light cameras and the speed cameras in Chicago and around the world is a benefit to the society or an impediment to the society?
Well, I tell you this, the only benefit is to rip off poor people that might not be paying attention. Because like Rahm Emanuel said about his, when they run a light, all he gonna do is pay it. But I was driving down the road and I wasn't paying no attention, and all I did is possibly, went over the speed limit just a bit. Next thing I knew, I had a $100 ticket. And I know damn well, excuse the expression on your show, I was not speeding. I was not reckless.
Yes.
But they sent me that $100 ticket. I'm saying, how, when, where? So now they're programmed though. So in some areas, when they tell you about that camera being there, that's technology. You slow down. The whole traffic slow down to a crawl. Ain't no police, ain't no nothing. But those that got the power, that got the money, they still what? Flying because they can pay. So what they doing, they programming us and they controlling us, not with other human beings, but with invisible fear. The camera, that's that army. The eyes are watching you, big brother. Back in our day, Big Brother is watching. So today, Big Brother is watching. It was the blue light, now it's the red light. In a minute, all of us will be in the dark for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you say that's one of the good things about Willie Wilson?
Well, I'm going to tell you about Willie Wilson. I'm so glad you brought it up. Why not Willie Wilson? If a person with a 7th grade education or not a high school diploma or not a college degree can amass millions, then my position is I hear people talking, but I'm saying there's an option. You don't have to talk about he can't speak, he can't this, he can't that, but one thing we know is that he can succeed. Not every black man can do what? Get $1 million. Don't care if he's selling cans or flipping burgers. So what I say is this, people,
Got 2 minutes.
okay, thanks. People need to understand the technology. If he was willing to spend his money like that governor was willing to spend his money, or Rahm Emanuel willing to spend their money, he would waste his money. Because we are so jealous and envy-minded of each other that we can't see the value in those that are like us. And that's what technology is going to
We
do
got
to
a
us.
quick call, and you got to make it quick because time is almost running out. Beat the drums. Go ahead.
Yes, how you doing, Mr. Coffee? I was trying to talk to you earlier today on the Boise Ezra show,
Okay.
and I like something you said, and this is something I called on your show a long time ago, and I like both of these brothers right here, no disrespect. You brothers are great when I can catch you. I just got my cable back on. My name Chris. The good thing about what you said is that they got us programmed. They knew they was going to do this kind of stuff from the get-go, and it's unlikely because why do we vote when we could pull ourselves together and vote for ourselves? I don't understand this thing about equality. It could not be no equals to what they're trying to do when they're always trying to undermine us or plot us or hunt us in some form or some fashion to get something up out of us. Why we always been restricted? Why we just can't be human? Why they can't be under our foot or following our beats to the drum?
Ooh, beat the
That's
drums.
it.
I like that. You get to finish close the statements in it.
Oh, I salute what the brother's saying, and I think only thing you can do is say, I salute. Because truth is truth, regardless of where it comes from. I think what he says is the truth.
Okay. If you got any closing statements, we got 1 minute left, and thank you for accepting the invitation.
Well, sir, I commend you and Alderman Jones for your continuous effort to beat the drum. And the Underground Railroad is how some of us got up here. So the Underground Railroad might be how some people remember 10 years from today.
Let's make you want to holler.
That's
Let's speak on it. Okay. We're going to do another show if time permits, and I want to thank you for you coming on Underground Railroad.
All right,
And
sir.
thank you for the things that you've done for me in the past that I'm not going to mention on air.
All right.
But let you know that I appreciate it and I have much respect for you. And all praises due to Allah, because I don't want somebody to think I'm shirking
Yes,
and
sir.
elevating them to a godlike level.
No,
You,
sir.
you okay?
We understand.
Okay, you got to close it.
Well, the only thing I say, we need more people like Willie Wilson. We need more people
Ziegler.
like Joe Ziegler, so that we can have true representation.
It's true. It's true.
I want to thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To everybody. Okay. You got time for another one?
Sure, I mean, I'm here.